This one. The ANC fails again against the Mkhonto Wesizwe political party, this time with trying to stop them from using the MK logo and name. The judgment says dismissed with cost, which means that the ANC will have to pay the invoice of Dalimpofu and his team. Connor. Let me give you guys my thoughts when it comes to this topic.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, King053, Mr. Easy Imali Enengi, and we're back at it again with another one. This time around, third time lucky. Fikile Mbalula says it's only 2 times. They were not concerned about the face of Jacob Zuma being on the ballot paper. The ANC feels that they were just fighting the deregistration case and the logo case. So when it comes to the logo trademark case, they failed again. Fun enough, I thought they would win this one. From the other 3, I thought they would. The other 2, I thought this one they would win it, because in my mind I'm linking Mkhonto Wesizwe to the ANC. For me, there's no denying that Mkhonto Wesizwe is not a trademark of the ANC, but comes from the ANC, if I can say that, because of the people that started it with ANC people. And when we discovered in January that actually the transfer of the trademark was done in December last year, being effective in January this year, then I started doubting, is the ANC really going to win this case? Because when that came out, it showed me that they did not own the logo, the guy holding the spear and the shield. They did not own the trademark for that. Ever since another organization was owning that trademark, and it handed over those trademark rights to the ANC only in December. It was crazy to hear that. So what are we saying about this? But before I bring about my thoughts, let's hear what Mkhonto Wesizwe said immediately after the court case or the court judgment.
And we begin with the road to May 29th. The ANC has lost its bid to have Mkhonto Wesizwe Party change its logo and name after accusing it of violating the Trademark Act. The High Court in Durban this morning dismissing the governing party's application with costs. Newsroom Africa's Yana Ngobo has this report.
Order reads, the application is dismissed with costs.
Third time unlucky. The ANC has lost its case against the Mkhonto Wesizwe Party, this time in the matter where it argued was a trademark infringement. They had earlier argued that the logo used by the MK Party belongs to the heritage of the liberation movement. But the new formation says Monday's judgment vindicates them.
For us, this win shows the whole world that the ANC has been trying. They had no facts, and they knew that we are going to win the elections. So they're doing this in order to stop us, but they can't stop us. So we will always win.
What does this mean for the country first before the party? It means that we are free at last. The only thing that is left for all of us is the 29th of May, which is the 4th one, to bring back Baba, President Jacob Zuma, to take over and continue where he left off.
There is no other party that's having sleepless nights at the moment because of MK other than the ANC. And this is a victory that should silence ANC leaders, but ANC members must take note that the law and God is on the side of MK Party.
Former President Jacob Zuma's daughter, Duduzile, says this latest victory bolsters their campaign efforts just weeks before the elections on the 29th of May.
It just means exactly that people know that they must just look for them controversies on the 29th of May and put the X there. And also we want to remind everyone that they lost with cost.
Icon Umkhonto weSizwe is taking the cup when it comes to things going right for these people. Yeah? How can so many things go right for one political party? No slippery whatever. Everything is going right for Umkhonto weSizwe. And it looks like almost everything is going left to when it comes to the ANC. You know, these wins, man, even Fikile Mbalula, when he speaks, you can hear what he's deflated, man. He's deflated. They can't believe why the courts are saying Umkhonto weSizwe, Jacob Zuma can continue to use Umkhonto weSizwe. They are so deflected. They don't know what to do. They are appealing the decision, but the chances of the court, changing the decision it's a gambling game. You can you can appeal it, but you have to pay the legal cost of Dalumpof, excuse me. Who late is past 1 month. You see, so for me, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Everything is going right from Umkhonto weSizwe. Is it that type of a situation where after the elections, we'll be looking back into this situation and say, you remember how Umkhonto weSizwe won the 3 different court cases against them? You remember how the momentum started in December 16th? You remember how they elected an interim structure? You remember how they participated and did well in the by-elections? You remember how the ANC failed to take the trademark away from Umkhonto weSizwe? Jacob Zuma in good health, his daughter always there on the side, Jabulani Khumalo signing over the rights of Umkhonto weSizwe back to Jacob Zuma, making him the party leader. I mean, are we going to look back and say the signs were always there for Umkhonto weSizwe to come out and surprise us? Because Umkhonto weSizwe are saying, we're going to win these elections. We're going to win these elections. Chances of that happening, I don't know. 27 million people registered. I think the IEC is predicting that 70% of those 27 is going to come out. So the ANC, to get 50%, will need 30 million voters. Now remember, on the 26 million registered voters in 2019, the ANC only got 10 million, which was good enough to give them the 57%. But this time, with so many political parties, everybody involved, and with this twist of Umkhonto weSizwe, from all the political parties, the ANC is the one that is going to feel the pinch more. The chest pains are going to be more. But let's listen to what Fikile Mbalula said. And, for me, I feel sorry, serious for ANC yetu. Yo, Nkosi yami.
Media, over to you, SG.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen of the media and South Africans. The African National Congress intends to appeal the judgment of the High Court of South Africa in Durban. The ANC will be appealing the matter to stop and prohibit the unlawful use of the ANC's trademark, symbols and heritage by Mr. Zuma's party, currently referring to itself as the Umkhonto weSizwe Party. In the application considered by the Durban High Court, we relied on Section 34(1)A and C of the Trademarks Act 194 of 1993 Act to show that the Zuma Party is misrepresenting itself as being connected or associated with the ANC by using our well-known logo on its well-known name, Umkhonto weSizwe. In appealing the judgment, the ANC will center the question of whether the unauthorized use of one's intellectual property is consistent on what and how the unauthorized party uses the property for. Furthermore, we believe that the goodwill associated with the Umkhonto weSizwe is that of the ANC. It is this goodwill that Zuma's party is attempting to unduly appropriate unto itself. The ANC reiterates that it is committed to respecting the laws of the country for free and fair elections in line with the Electoral Code. As an organization that values all the different facets of democracy, we are not opposed to the Zuma party's presence on the ballot. However, in bringing this case, the ANC is defending its intellectual property, the legacy of the liberation struggle for future generations. We have said it over and over again. Should Mr. Zuma establish the party, name it after any other thing and so on, without appropriating to himself the assets of the African National Congress, will have nothing to do with that. We are not hindered or against any formation in our country. We have had many organizations that have been formed by members of the ANC who left the party. Mr. Zuma is not the first to leave the ANC and form an organization. Future generations must know that this democracy stands on the shoulders of men and women who joined Umkhonto weSizwe, the spear of the nation, at the time when being associated with the ANC was virtually a death sentence. The ANC was and is to this day the heart and soul of Umkhonto weSizwe. We strongly believe an appeal is duly warranted. Thank you very much.
Yabo Fikile Mbalula, they don't know what to say anymore. This is a blow. They can pretend and say, we're going to appeal, we're going to do what. This is a big blow for the ANC. It's a very big blow because they needed to one-up the Umkhonto weSizwe party. They needed to say, yeah, we have stopped them here. They needed something to go on their side to use against them Umkhonto weSizwe. Because last week I made a video, I said, Fikile Mbalula and the ANC is concentrating too much on Jacob Zuma. They should concentrate on their strength. They've got the bigger budget. They've got the longer reach in terms of reaching every corner of South Africa. The ANC is there. So they should use those strengths that they have to try and salvage as much voters as possible. But this time around, you can see that this thing of Umkhonto weSizwe was hanging. There was the elephant in the room, and they had to address it and say, listen, we must talk about this now and then. And for me, I believe they gave Umkhonto weSizwe too much attention. Fikile Mbalula disagrees with that, but that's how I felt like, you give him Umkhonto weSizwe too much attention. You've got strong points. You did do some good things here and there. Concentrate on those things and your tintalos and all of that, and make sure that the people hear the message of hope that is still to come in the next 5 years and what the programs of the ANC are in the next 5 years. So for me, that's what I would left the ANC to do. Don't focus on what the PA is doing, what EFF is doing. Just focus on what the ANC is good at. And the ANC is good at logistics. The ANC is good at mobilizing. The ANC, like I said, has the budget to be in every street corner, has got the volunteers to do that. Do that, you are going to get voters from all of those things. Because remember, those volunteers, they are not robots. They are humans that are living in those communities. Some people is going to love them because they know them as cousins, as families, as friends. So use those strengths and, don't do these unnecessary things of entertaining Umkhonto weSizwe. Even this appeal for me is a waste of time. Leave the appeal, focus this almost 40 days, less than 40 days or something like that to the elections. Focus on that. Focus on that because it's crunch time now. It's crunch time. There's no more time of fighting that other political party doing this. It's time to now go on the guerrilla marketing effect and make sure that the ANC gets that 18 million voters. Many people say they are not going to do that. Many people are predicting Umkhonto we Sizwe is going to surprise South Africa. I don't know what number is surprise South Africa. I'm not sure what number is Umkhonto we Sizwe going to surprise us with. What will surprise me is anything close or past 20%. That will shock me. If they can do that, that will shock me. But remember, the EFF got 10% with 1.8 million people that voted for them in 2019. 1.8 million. So I'm pretty sure Umkhonto we Sizwe is not going to get less than 1.8 million voters in the whole of South Africa. I'm pretty sure. So I'm sure they're going to pass 10%. I'm sure, that's my guess. You guys will tell me on the comment section. But I'm waiting to see what is going to happen. But now at the ANC, let them drop this thing of Umkhonto we Sizwe and just focus on what they need to do and leave Umkhonto we Sizwe alone. Umkhonto we Sizwe is a field fire. Bayashisa labantu laba, bayashisa. You can ignore, belittle, trash talk, and decampaign Jacob Zuma as much as you want. Umsholozi knows politics. He's a strategist of note, and he's showing us as South Africans how to think ahead, how to plan 5 steps ahead. And I'm telling you, most of these political parties are behind. You see the EFF, CIC, Julius Malema going all around speaking to communities. There is no time for sleeping, like I said, guys. There's no more time for resting right now. It's time to work. It's time to work. You can't focus on other people. Focus on your strength and do what you need to do. So yes, that's my report about this Umkhonto we Sizwe. Big blow to the ANC. Big blow, whether they admit it or not. Big blow. They would have loved to win this case, like I said, just to have a one-up to Umkhonto we Sizwe. Unfortunately, the court said, dismiss it with cost. Ooh, when you hear that, for some of us who've been in court, when you hear that word with cost, the invoice that's coming your way, you're not going to enjoy it. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.